जय विष्णु पाद राज्य का चलिए स्त्रोत्र से जगन्य श्री भक्त सिद्धांत स्वामी Anandapati Vaishnava. All glories to Samudra. All glories, Shri Guru Shri Gauranga Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Grandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Tasmai Sri Gurave Sri Chaitanya Manavishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Shma Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatapatikampalam Shri Guru Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadhutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Saganavida Shri Vishakanatamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosade Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shrivan Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarabhishya Kripa Sindhubhya Vicha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gauranga Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Makam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Namah Degram Yatrapadam Munde Shri Granatharam Parama Sachishwaram Shmadaya Shamshravadrishante Bhaktivedanta Namaste Saraswadevi Guruvani Pacharani Seshinyavani Paschata Dishatarani. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 9, text number 37. Dhruva Maharaj written the chapter entitled Maharaj Akarnyatmajam ayantam Akarnyatmajam ayantam Samparityayatagatam Rajana Sraddhati Bhadram Abhadrasya kuto mama Akarnyatmajam ayantam Samparityayatagatam Rajana Sraddhati Bhadram Abhadrasya kuto mama
Rajana Saddhate Bhadram Avadrasya Kuto Mama Akarnyatmajam Samvaritya Yathagatam Rajana Saddhate Bhadram Avadrasya Kuto Mama Akarnyatmajam Samparitya Yathagatam Rajana Saddhate Bhadram Avadrasya Kuto Mama
Akarnya, having heard Atmajam,
Atmajam,
his son.
his son.
Ayantam,
Ayantam,
coming back.
coming back.
Samparitya,
Samparitya,
after dying.
after that.
Yatha,
Yatha,
as if.
as if.
Agatam,
Agatam,
coming back.
coming back.
Raja,
Raja,
King Uttanapada,
King
did not.
did not.
Shraddhate,
Shraddhate,
have any confidence.
have any confidence.
Bhadram,
Bhadram,
good fortune.
good fortune.
Avadrasya,
Avadrasya,
of the impious.
of the empire.
Kutaha,
Kuttara,
whence.
whence.
Mama,
Mama,
my.
my.
Translation, who is doing this is what translation. When King Uttanapad heard that his son Dhruva was coming back home as if coming back to life after death, he could not put his faith in this message, for he was doubtful of how it could happen. He considered himself the most wretched, and therefore he thought that it was not possible for him to attain such good fortune. Purport. Dhruva Maharaj, a 4-year-old boy, went to the forest for penance and austerity, and king could not at all believe that a small boy of such tender age could live in the forest. He was certain that Dhruva was dead. He therefore could not fix his faith in the message that Dhruva was coming back home again. For him, this message said that a dead man was coming back home, and so he could not believe it. After Dhruva Maharaj's departure from home, King Uttanapa thought that he was the cause of Dhruva's leaving, and thus he considered himself the most wretched. Therefore, even though it was possible that his lost son was coming back from the kingdom of death, he thought that since he was most sinful, it was not possible for him to be so fortunate as to get back his lost son. So, we should not have any realization. I seek the blessings of everyone, actually. Human life is very, very rare, meant for self-realization. Because we exhibited a desire to enjoy independent of Krishna, exhibited envy, we are given this body, which is not going to last long. So, mind that is giving trouble all the time. Ego tells you are the doer, and senses demand sense enjoyment, which will push us into cycle of birth and death. Overall, human life is a very unfortunate life. Unless somebody is very driven to execute bhakti, devotion service. Tadyapi adruvam artadam. Though it is temporary, it has a value. Why? What is it value? We can attain here, we can attain the perfection of life by practicing devotional service. We can attain the shelter of lotus feet of Krishna. We can go back to Godhead for those who want to. So in Bhagavatam, we have these wonderful stories, not just to listen, but to apply as much as possible based on our condition. When this episode happened, there was no war. He didn't allow his son to sit down. He was scared what his wife would think. And very interesting. Suniti did not, did not fast for a few days, fast unto death. What is this, my life? She did not make it public in the palace. She didn't cry before the husband. She didn't cry before others. She suggested bhakti to pure service to her husband and her son. Actually, she behaved as though nothing happened. That's very important. You don't see her talking to anybody. My husband did this to me. Man, did this to my son. He has been doing all these things to me now. I cared. I mean, I didn't. Um, I have no problem. I tolerated. But how can this? How can he do this to my son? How can she do? She is doing this because of his support only. So there was no analysis. She didn't analyze with her servant maids. There are always some people listening your message who are sympathetic to you. But she didn't waste her time. I mean, she was sad. Not that she was immune. Mother naturally has affection. So the moral of the story is she didn't make a big issue out of it, though it was for her. And she suggested her son to go to forest and meditate on Krishna if at all he really wanted to achieve anything. And Dhruva also took an extreme step, of going to forest. So the moral is more than words. Our actions change the people. More than words, what will change the people? Actions. That's why example is better than preaching, better than precept. So very interesting, because it's a royal palace. Bhagavatam doesn't explain. Bhagavatam focused on pure bhakti. So what happened between Suruchi and Suniti? What happened between Tanapat and Suniti in the presence of Suruchi? All those things are not there. Why? They're not important. So Vyasdev does not waste his time speaking all these things. They have no substance. Wow. Amazing. They have no substance. So many times I said, I'm repeating it today, when A and B have problem, A keeps on thinking B did this to me. B keeps on thinking A did this to me. Actually, both are right. But A doesn't remember what he did to B. B doesn't remember what he did to A. They only remember what others did to them. One person said it's called convenient Alzheimer's. Means you'll remember what loan you gave it to somebody, but you don't remember what loan you took it from others. You remember what bad words others spoke to you. You don't remember what bad words you spoke to others. This will boil down to only one word, Alzheimer. So, Uttanapad realized the henpecked nature. If we realize our mistake or fault, ask for forgiveness. If we realize our mistake, we should ask for forgiveness. It's very important. Because Vaishnava means person forgives. How many times? Any number of times. No? Also, God tells you're always right. And Before it is too late, we should ask for forgiveness. Move forward. Usually in this world, wrong words and wrong actions, they cause the problem. But very interestingly, inaction of Uttanapad causes the problem. He didn't respond. The boy was looking at him. Dad, do something. He didn't say anything. Silence caused the problem here. Silence and inaction. You know? So, what is that? That's why one should have a sharp intelligence. What respect we should give. Human relationships are very frail, actually. You know, Bhagavatam basis bhakti, but these relationships are very nicely described in Ramayana. If Bharat has any Hanuman, if he sense any desire, if he has been ruling for 14 years, maybe he might have been attached by this time. If you sense that attachment, come and tell me, we will not even go to Ayodhya. But there, Bharat, Ram said he'll come at, today he didn't come. He wants to commit suicide actually. Feeling so much separation. Means to that extent, if you're clean, then only will be peaceful. Otherwise, mind keeps on giving trouble only. You know? Small why Bhagavatam has extreme situations. Indra did not get up only for a few seconds, maybe a maximum minute. But Indra realized his mistake. Brahaspati was not there to. Brahaspati wanted him to realize actually. And Indra paid heavy price. This not getting up before Guru caused him to next level offense. He killed Vishwarup. So offending Guru, spiritual master, led to killing of a Brahmana. That further led to killing of another Brahmana, Rudrasur. And led to killing of Guru. Vishwarup was accepted as Guru for them. That led to killing of a Brahmana, Rudrasur. And his wife had to go through so many troubles, Sachiti. So, Bhagavatam is cautioning us, be very careful. Indra did not get up, he paid price. Ramaharshana didn't get up for Balramji, paid price also. So we need to be conscious of our words, we need to be conscious of our behavior, we need to be conscious of our actions. I have a question for all of you. Do you think we'll have a sharpened intelligence like a blade? That's why we will not be there. The legacy stays. Our words and deeds will remain. Sometimes in ISKCON people speak about the people who passed away. He should not have done this like that. But that person passed away actually. So actually recently I was thinking, we need to be extremely careful if we really want to somehow, swim across this ocean of samsara, cycle of birth. Machitta sarvadurgani matprasada tarishyasi atachetam ahankaran nasrushyasi vinangshyasi. Machitta sarvadurgani matprasada tarishyasi. By my mercy only Arjuna will be able to overcome all the obstacles. So what is the prerogative? We need to get the mercy of Krishna. Krishna's mercy only will be able to overcome all the obstacles. Indra could not get up for a few seconds. Arey, he paid heavy price. Ramakrishna never thought. Ramakrishna has one conception. When I give Bhagavatam class, you don't need to get up. That's true. But a person who is coming is actually the object of Bhagavatam class. For them, you have to get up. You know, but the person who is coming is not Nityananda Prabhu. You know, Nityananda Prabhu, the previous incarnation, previous life. Balram is very strict. So, what is that? uh, when we do not listen to Paramatma, at least I am not able to access him, means we are just going through our action and reaction of the past. Unless a person is able to listen to Paramatma and do, that person just is reaping his his karma in the past. Fish tail decides the movement of the fish. Likewise, our karma decides our movements. So if we understand this, very interesting. I thought the Vishnu said, because of this offense, you were sorry. Here Vishnu saw Dhruva Maharaj had a revenge in the heart. Your brother will die, and your stepmother will be burnt. Very interestingly, I think the brother's death to be killed by a Ksha is already destined. It's not part of the actually. It's not part of the aparad, but her being burnt was actually part of aparad. Very interestingly, Uttanapada doesn't have any reaction in this, though he was directly involved. Uttanapada was directly involved. Irrespective of what mother spoke, he said, hey, come and hello. Yes. That would have, what is that? That would have solved the problem actually. So for really so many years, I thought, again, I told Uttam was killed because of the Vaishnava and I even regretted why Uttam, child who doesn't know anything. But I read today, no, Uttam, I think, was destined to be killed like that. But the mother, so being that stepmother being burnt, is part because of the Vaishnava. That's what I understood. So very interestingly, Bhagavatam doesn't give, further what has happened to the stepmother after being burnt, or what happened to Uttanapad. So the one point I want to make is, in family, one has to give respect based on the positions. And when our intelligence is not as sharp as it should be, then we should be always asking actually forgiveness. Anything goes wrong, I'm sure what you'll do, you'll ask forgiveness. So worried, what will happen to my spiritual life? He must have asked a million times by this time. Because he doesn't want to ruin his spiritual life. Very nice. And 99%, there is no need for that, for asking for forgiveness. But he would do that. Such an young age, he developed that type of consciousness. Very impressive, actually. So, But end of the day, father is father. Very interesting. We can again. Indra didn't get up and he paid price. Dhanapad did not allow his son. There was no price because family is different from guru and guru relationship, disciple relationship. It's education, spiritual education. Family, I think, so there is some concession. Some concession, you know. That's what I felt. Why Indra paid heavy price actually. You should know, this what's her name? Indra, because of the sins, Indra ran away. This lady vomiting blood, old lady in the form of sin was chasing Indra, and Indra entered into that Sarovar, that lake in Lakshmi's lake actually. Entered so that's where she could not come. She was starving because there was nothing to eat. In between, this Prabhu Nahush, he comes. He comes and he says, he initially was very good, but then later he says, so Amindra, you all agree? Yes. Then I need Sachi. As well as Radhana Swami says, if you make a brahmachari temple president after certain time, brahmachari starts behaving like a temple president. It is impossible, immense power. If you want to test somebody, give them power. Power corrupts. So in this through that Nanda Maharaj pastime, Nanda Maharaj went to take bath. Varuna's servant arrested Nanda Maharaj, took him to Varuna Loka. So there it is said the servant was intoxicated. Oh, where is intoxication? Intoxicated by power. Was intoxicated by I have control, let me. So honestly speaking, today this one Machitta Sarodurgani Matprasada Tarishyasi is the one take home for me. Somehow, we take, unless we get the Krishna's mercy, it's not easy. If you see really predicament, every day you're exposed to adhyatmik advaik miseries. Every minute you're exposed to misery of the mind. And then what little happiness is like a little eating and other sensual happiness. And you have to sleep. If you don't get sleep, it's a problem. If you sleep again, some hours are gone and then some hours are gone. Your day is over. You're one day closer to death. So yeah, the whole life is all about senses interacting with sense objects. That's it. Nothing but senses interacting with sense objects. So, but a person who is very driven, great Dhruva Maharaj attained the perfection of life in 6 months. He could get to see Vishnu. But Dhruva Maharaj mentions 4 Kumaras and all, they took lifetimes to do sadhana. So, what is very important? Patience, enthusiasm, determination, and patience. Prabhupada translates that into contents. So, very important is patience. If we have patience, we'll continue. Otherwise, for this 1 year over, why there is no reciprocation? Still same mind, same mind and same senses. So that may be sometimes frustrating, but one should have patience. Avasya Rakshite Krishna. One should have that. Krishna will definitely. There is a reason why Krishna is, recently I thought, yeah, so how many times I have thrown stone at Paramatma, Every time I went for sense enjoyment, Paramatma says, Krishna says, today I'll give mercy. And you take a stone and part. Throw a stone, No, then probably tomorrow. You use a bad word and you have envious feelings on others and impelled by false ego. Then Krishna says, no, no, I think you need some more time. And suddenly one day Krishna wants to come in 1 second. Then that mind will say, mind is rascal actually. So Krishna is going to come, this guy will be happy. No, he needs little more. His sentence is billion years. He spent only 500 million years. So one devotee comes, you get out from here. But it's very hard, get out. I think you need little more time, I'll come later. So, Adhibhautika, you have to be really careful. Even though you're exposed to Adhyatmika, no kolomat. Don't open your mind. Then what happens is, or just go and ask for forgiveness. And what is it? Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva mohanirmukta bhajanti mam dhradavrata. And at the same time, parallelly develop faith by reading the scriptures. Shivananda Sen showed mercy to the dog. For that reason, Lord Chaitanya sent the dog back to Godhead. For that reason, Shivananda Sen, just because Shivananda Sen developed affection to the dog became the recipient of Lord Chaitanya's mercy and dog went back to Godhead. We're all Kali Yuga products, so we need to develop that faith and Harinam. Very important. Develop faith and Harinam, and faith and Vaishnava association, faith on the process. Honestly speaking, alone, your mind will eat up. Mind will eat us up actually. But when we come in the association, one person shows some affection, we feel actually, because non-devotee affection is essential, but devotee affection is filled with the Krishna's prema, Krishna prema. Krishna can give love. One lecture I heard that Krishna's love is so condensed, you'll become mad, you cannot take it. I heard this. Krishna's love is so condensed, you cannot take it. That's too much condensed. So that's why Krishna doesn't come. When a devotee is showing his love and affection to us, we should understand it is directly Krishna's affection to us. So when a devotee shows affection, then that actually balances our Adhibhautika and Adhyatmika. And needless to say, Adhidayika misery also. We forget temporarily. When there is a genuine loving exchange. How many of you agree? When there is a genuine loving exchange, rather than using positions. Krishna Prabhu does that actually very in his Krishna Prabhu's way. So going beyond, though it sometimes appears it's a waste of time, it's not. He's actually going one extra mile to make others, comfortable with. Everyone should do that. That time when you're savoring in the association of other devotees, that way I can speak for everyone actually. When your mind stops giving trouble, and you will focus on that exchange, Advaitacharya invited Lord Chaitanya for prasad, and Lord Chaitanya said, "This many items." Lord Chaitanya was very happy to see that many items are offered to Krishna. Amazing. He said, "I don't need." Nityananda was telling her past 2-3 days I'm fasting, today that are feeding, but now today also like this only. Yeah. Advaitacharya said, I also don't know what's going to happen. I'm feeding a person who doesn't know his caste. Then Advaitacharya and Nityananda took some rice and hit on the ground. One of the grains went and touched the body of Advaitacharya. Advaitacharya started dancing. How many quarrels in ISKCON end up in one person dancing and another person in this ecstatic mood. So, a genuine loving exchange with Krishna, the center, would temporarily put us away from, keep us away from these three miseries actually. In fact, soak us in Krishna consciousness. In fact, that is a true medicine, honestly speaking. Without reading Shastra, if you just chant, this is my experience, you will not, because, we don't have that much control on mind. Hmm. Whenever I invested a little more time on reading, that is sharpening the intelligence more than, more when I was chanting it. When you read more, there only intelligence, hey, yeah, of course, yeah. Sorry, I'm repeating an action. When you chant more, there is, because of the uncontrolled mind, the sharpening may not be the sharpness of the mind intelligence may not be that much sharp. But when you read Shastra after chanting, yes, you know, that is what I experienced actually. You know? For us to gain that Krishna's mercy, we need to follow Vaishnava etiquette. Otherwise, these externals, what is that? Anything externals is just more than skills, behavior. Sadachar brings Krishna's mercy more. That's what I feel. Skill is important, no doubt. But skill doesn't fetch Krishna's mercy alone. Skill is because of our good karma. But Sadachar, Vaishnava etiquette, humility, that will fetch Krishna's humility, Krishna's grace faster. Take responsibility. Shivananda Sen, he would work for 6 months, and 6 months he would, that money, whatever money he would get, he would utilize to take 400 people, 300, 400 people to Jagannath Puri Yatra. And Lord Chaitanya was so pleased. Amazing. And Raghav Pandit was very happy. Yes, his sister was very happy cooking all the things. So it is an offering. Do whatever you are good at rather than trying to be at helm of affairs. If you think, and so that you'll attract the attention. If that mentality is there, you'll be miserable. For sure. Honestly speaking, you'll be happy if you don't look for happiness, especially if you don't look for fame. Jayapadama has told one of our devotees here, don't look for fame. It's like a boar dung. Boar dung. Boar. Dung. Hog's dung. Means dung. I mean, dung's dung. Groundhog means what? It's humans too. Then it passes 2 times, we say. I mean, that is his, what is that, realization, Maharaj realization. Somebody said, I don't know, said that. So, Adit Brahma, you told me that? I think I had some.
Dave Mother provided.
He said that?
I think he quoted in lecture.
Oh, really? Okay. So, what is that? Sadhana is very important. Yesterday, this Acharya told a very nice thing, Sadhana, humility, what is it? Relationships, and what is the roof?
Shelter.
Shelter. So you should have shelter actually. This Bhakti Gnanashiki Narasimha Maharaj, he would always chant. Sachinanda Maharaj always, he always chants. Then, what else? One day Prabhupada came and he was reading. Who was reading? Radha Govind Maharaj. No, don't disturb him. He's reading. So we need to have shelter. Some people have Vaishnava Seva as a shelter. Some people have Bhagavatam as a shelter. Some people have Harinam as a shelter. Some people have service as a shelter. Some people have cooking as a shelter. Parameshwar Mataji always cooks. Some people have preaching as a shelter. So just do what you're doing. Then sit till you mercy. So actually in our community, everyone is very driven to attain perfection of life. So there's no complaint. I'm not telling everyone is pure devotee. We have our own weaknesses. But what is very impressive to watch is driven to go to the end goal. That is very impressive. Very interesting. People should be like that. When we are like that, then we will grow in bhakti together. But one thing, we should not offend anybody. If we consider this life for doing service to others, Lord Chaitanya said these two things: Harinam and Vaishnava Seva. Everyone is a Vaishnava. Some people know they are. Some people don't know they are Vaishnavas. But everyone is a Vaishnava, right? It's very important. So we should not offend even non-devotees and just do service. I can tell you one thing, very important thing. You serve somebody for 10 years. 11th year, you correct them only one line. They will not come back to you. Ah, the height of just one correction, they cannot take it. I don't know if anyone has seen it or not, but amazing, huh? So to the extent we keep our senses in control, that much extent, especially mind and mouth and tongue, that much extent, we can pass the day without any misery. It's important. Can you believe Uttanapad, he thought, he might have thought 2 times. If I put him on my lap, she will make a big mess out of it. If I don't put him on lap, he'll make big mess. He'll keep on crying only. So as a emperor, he had to make the choice. Which one I can tolerate? The second one, easy, right? Boy, right? It's easy. That's how the management, that's how deal with. Which one is easy to handle? Children, they'll come back, they forget, right? You correct them in India, what is that? One. Then after a few hours, they'll come back. So he thought like that. Vatana was a civilized man, so he didn't do that. I said, but he'll adjust. He obeyed his wife rather than obeying the request of his son. But it costed him severely, actually. So honestly speaking, I'm very grateful to all of you for setting such a very high standard of bhakti in practice. you know, I want to be able to express it on a regular basis. You know, thank you very much. I'm serious, you know. I take 2 minutes. And Gopi Mataji comes and, you know, she takes care of the children. And they're here in the morning, afternoon. Okay, only I'm sure your son is not complaining. No problem, right? No, okay, good. He's already grown up. And what is that? Ananta Giridhar Prabhu, thank you very much, you know, for being setting a wonderful example. Bhagadacharya Prabhu, very grateful. Bhagadacharya Prabhu, you know, even 1 o'clock he's awake. You know? He's the one to close the temple last. And any service you give him, he'll do with a lot of responsibility. You can count on him actually. There were no cooks also, but somehow I ran it. Govinda's one. So, and I really feel sad for those people who came and did that time. Chutney means you have to put a label chutney, then all they'll understand. I'm just joking. No, but he ran it. He pulled the, I think he has this uncanny ability of fooling people. He pulled it actually. Nandiniket Prabhu was there from beginning. They're very devotional. There from beginning. He and his wife, you know, you don't see them going to any don't see them travel at all. You know. I maybe actually somehow maybe now they don't want to travel, but for 10, 15 years I saw they never went anywhere. Not saw the Sangha, not this, not even one time. No, not even festivals. You didn't go to festivals. You went? Oh, when I was there, okay. Yeah. After that, you know, that prawn was very sweet. That prawn, like Vaishnava etiquette emblem, you know, he would behave as though his life, uh, if he pleases you, that is a perfection of his life. If he doesn't please, you know, that is ruining. Very well balanced in maintaining devotee relationships. Vaishnava, you know, and he knew, you know, he knew what to do, what not to do. Please Jeptag Maharaj. And very intimately did service. All this our Dev Madhav and everyone, but actually we cultivated other brand actually. Other brand. Many times I stayed when he was a brahmachari in his room. Whenever I would go to this temple. Very sweet and trust. You know. Sweet like the Lord John actually. And then front of I'm I can class will go on for very long. Nishkichan type was a personification bhakti. Personification of enthusiasm. So bhakti oriented, though is very qualified, you know, it doesn't show that at all. Rohinandan, I am dependent on Rohinandan. Very driven, you know, exhibits, you know, innocence, and anybody sees that innocence, think he's innocent, are innocent actually. No, because no, actually, honestly speaking, he has brought so many results in this 1 year, 2 years. All actually, Krishna reciprocated very well. कुछ करना है. Very soft at the same time, very tough. Tough with himself, soft with others. He does what actually, honestly speaking, works very hard for Radha Gopi and Vallabha. Amazing. Yes, actually. No, and everyone, no, he has that. You made a nice point, actually, approachable. I think, it shows person like me, a lot of ego, people cannot approach. So somehow he covers it, I think, whatever. Dwarkanath, thank you very much. You and your wife, very, very, very grateful for your wonderful service with enthusiasm. Thank you very much. And Nikunj, we are Prabhu, very grateful to you. And if we are worried, unless because he's going to stay with us. Day one, we realized is it. So we want to end the class here, because many times I felt I don't appreciate, so today, rather than speaking, he sings very well, he speaks very well, and he's actually brahmachari candidate. I don't know why he didn't join brahmachari. They are in full time in India. I don't know, but very, very nice dude. So today, this is what I want to speak. Actually, this is few. Anyone wants to add anything? Anybody for Mataji is very good. She and her husband, So Kadambakan Prabhu is what is that? Whatever is needed, he will do. Everyone goes to Florida and Dallas. From Florida, he came to. He's the only one he moved here actually. In office, you say, right, we count on you. That's good. We count on Damkan. Radha Gopichan will actually inspire them to come here, and because people are scared of snow actually, and that they moved from Florida. Very interesting. We hope and pray so many people follow your suit. And follow, and I don't know. Actually, this all the managers should know. One problem we have. Actually, I just went to Dallas. They said 5 families from Michigan moved here. Really? Then I went to one program. I saw right there from Michigan. I went to another program. They're from Michigan. I said, probably more than 5 families actually. But they moved here just to practice. Anyone wants to add anything? Any question or comment? Raj, what can I speak? Raj Gopal Prabhu is like, okay, probably you can all speak whole day is not enough. If there's one thing he wants, whole Prabhu wants is bhakti, nothing else. Shuddha Bhakta Charna Renu, Bhajana Anukula. So,
Dasrat told me that if you like Achyut Gopal, I will be very happy. He likes him very much.
wow. No, Achyut Gopal wants it. So, no Vaishnava Parada, only bhakti. So, very sense controlled. Very sense control means very sense control. I told this to somebody and you are all, some people may not be there, I'll repeat today. It takes 2 minutes, I'll cut it short. One day, in Yuranan, I don't know which year it was. Visualness Radhana Swami stepped out of the on the room. It's from the building. So everyone is coming. So there will be like a line formed. He was also in good mood that day. Maharaj. Maybe 70, 80 people were there. Maharaj was introducing Maharaj this. Maharaj was talking. So he came like this, this, and Yajnashala, and again Radha Arnava temple. There, Achyut Prabhu, his wife, and his children, maybe the second one was not there, standing. Can you believe 80 people he spoke to literally, he acknowledged 80. Now the one person who is waiting in that line to receive is Achyut Prabhu. After finishing the 79th one, Maharaj walked into the temple without even looking at him. I was actually Achyut Prabhu has no feelings. I'm not ready yet, he said after an hour later. This is like 10, 12 years ago, maybe definitely 12, 13 years ago for sure, because I didn't move here, I was still there. I told Prabhu, I cannot. I was like that. I was telling him, oh, this. He was talking. And it came to him, I just looked inside. Sign. Not ready yet, he said. Out of 80, 40 are skipped. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
But only one was skipped. So this was so vivid in my mind after this many years. So I said, oh, you're great at that. So yes, what do you want to say?
Oh, I had a question regarding the class.
Go ahead. I'm done class.
Prabhu, you said.
So, sir, thank you. Very grateful to Kishore Krishna.
Yeah.
One person coming to Mangalarti every day without fail. Without fail is Kishore Krishna. And the most difficult service in the temple, pot washing head. Yes, your head is like pot, you cannot wash. You cannot become department head. Right? So difficult. Washing is difficult because people sometimes he puts a message. Amazing. Thank you very much. You and Mark, So amazing. Pot washing is the most difficult department. People don't come. Sometimes whoever is scheduled to come may not come. So but he does it, that service. Honestly speaking, other temples they struggle. I go other temples. But in our temple, they struggle, but it doesn't come to the management. You're the department head. You're doing everything, but we only ask you, right, if pots are not washed. That's the most difficult. Thank you very much. So every day applying the liquid to the hands. It's not easy. It's chemical. I just want to add only one line. Radha, Gopijan Vallabha, Nitai Patman, Garavim Shri Prabhupada, they are watching and they have unlimited, affection, warmth and affection for all the devotees in the temple actually. And otherwise, the Kali is progressing and making everyone's lives difficult. But we are able to run the show and we are able to things are not bad. Things are going on now for many devotees. as far as I know. So that's what I can tell. What's the question?
Yeah, Prabhu, I just want to clarify something. That we say, Uttanpad inaction with, but inaction, you can say inaction, but it was supporting our wife was an action, right? Like not doing it also as an action. And not having received any consequences, apparently, we feel like that. But that repentance was so strong for him that he couldn't even agree to the fact or imagine that fact that Dhruva will come back. I'm not so fortunate to have that message received that okay, even though it could be true, he couldn't even think that it could be true. So that repentance was so strong in his heart. Whatever he at the right time he couldn't act, and he felt Dhruva's leaving was his responsibility. He's blaming himself. He's like that's burning so strong. Maybe that could
Contract.
that could be the reason why he didn't get so much of a strong reaction, like getting burnt or something like that.
No, actually, as you're talking, his reaction was his suffering. He suffered.
Yeah, that's.
I am the reason for I'm wretched, self-condemnation. Because he felt himself so wretched for not having reacted. So there was like an adhyatmic misery. And as said, in family means also there is some concession. But is it compared to the other side, But she spoke, unfortunately, for which she had to go through. But with him, he felt very bad as a consequence, and that might have mitigated the misery. I agree with you.
Another thing, Prabhu, that Dhruv Maharaj, Lord Vishnu told him direct that this is what is going to happen to the stepmother and the son. As a compassionate, devotee, you would feel like somehow I should change this, right? I mean, okay, they did to me, that's fine. I don't take any grudge for this. They shouldn't go through this harsh punishment. So wouldn't it be like, wait, did Dhruv Maharaj try to stop it or did anything to soothe this reaction?
Thank you. My 2 cents point, I again one can add. When Supreme Lord comes, he will be under internal energy. Internal energy means this world, you have nothing, only you and him. After that also he continued internal energy only. And that he was only 5-year-old. I don't think this was registered in, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. He would have revealed this, to his brother, everything. We don't see that happening actually. That is what anyone wants to add? What is that?
Maharaj did not, even like even though Maharaj definitely not like he did not Amrish Maharaj, even though he did not even consider the so these are Guru Maharaj he did not ask something.
No, and he still had that. That's why Vishnu was speaking it.
I think Lord Vishnu is countering his anger. So
True.
you felt bad about it, right? They will do
True.
so that in that personal interaction also Lord Vishnu is saying.
Another thing.
Guruji, you mentioned that Suniti, when she was going through all this situational crisis, she was very tolerant and everything, and she was able to advise Dhruva Maharaj. But in our scenario, when we go through such situational crisis or emotional roller coaster, it's very difficult to or when we give advice, that advice can cause harm to the other person. So how do we try to act or enact in such kind of a situation?
Honestly speaking, that's what I said today. See, more than words, usually we respond with words. We respond immediately with words. But rather than words, why this episode is there in Bhagavatam? He took shelter of Krishna actually. He didn't take shelter of any other thing. He just took shelter of Krishna. The entire Bhagavatam, all the stories. Vasudeva told, I'll give my children to you. He promised. After this whole episode is over, he gave birth to children for year after year after year after year. And they're all, it's a family actually, Vrishni Andhaka dynasties. Somebody would have told it's not there in Bhagavatam. And Vasudeva is also Kshatriya. He's telling, declare a mutiny, rebellion. Vasudeva didn't do that at all. It's like the words, his words have power. No, I gave him words, I will not do it. I'm sure nobody even incited him because, I mean, incited in him knowing his mentality. He's a Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Satitam. Vasudeva platform. So rather than reacting, honestly speaking, Suniti cried, no doubt, but she told her son bhakti. Simple thing is, we can tell our children or anybody to do bhakti, but pray for them, forgive them. These are the good words. If it is for us and we do not for anybody, just forgive and go forward. I'll tell you one line, very interesting. Ritvik people, they have leveled so many allegations practically against every guru. Very interesting point is ISKCON did not respond to even one line of it.
Yeah.
Amazing, not even one guru responded. You do whatever you want to do. Very, the website I heard didn't respond. Great. Really great. One line, now I'll tell you one lecture I heard. You're doing something aparadha, but nothing is happening. In fact, you're growing. Things are happening very well. It means Krishna is very unhappy with you. And Krishna is delaying the reaction. The reaction will come, but Krishna is delaying it. That is even worse. If you're a genuine soul, you'll get the reaction next minute. So next in future, any reaction is coming, you say, Krishna, okay. Krishna is affectionate to me. But if you are doing it, and actually I'm sure everyone knew this. Why is getting along? Things are going very well. So he's immune or what? I'm repeating the words as it is. The person who said this is a very exalted person. Krishna is very unhappy with you. He's delaying and he's allowing it into some more things. And when you're delaying, naturally you will not change your behavior overnight. Somewhat. That being said, that's why we should pray for everyone. End of the day, everyone, such a devotee. Some people know they are devotees, some people don't know they are devotees. Sir, some people are future devotees. They will eventually. That's what I can tell. Okay. Any other point? There is, yes.
First of all, thank you for showing many glimpses of Mahaprakash Leela Prabhu.
What is that? Huh? What is it?
He told. So thank you so much, Prabhu. We are all here by your mercy. And you are the central nervous system of entire Michigan, Prabhu. We are very grateful. Every aspect of yours is so deeply inspiring.
You don't need to reverse send. Hey, go ahead. What is the question?
Before that, Prabhu, allow me to complete.
No, it's
Part of
not part of question.
by every aspect of yours, you are deeply inspiring us, and we are eternally grateful to you, Prabhu. We are here by your mercy.
Question is?
It's by Suniti's devotion. Actually, first of all, she was rejected, maybe not good looking or whatever. She was rejected by the king, even though she was supposed to be the principal queen. And we don't see much about her aspects, but she was deeply devoted, gave perfect advice at the perfect time. And Dhruva is the only son, knowing that if he goes away, there is nobody for her to, show affection also. But she gave that advice still, and she might be also knowing that. And we don't see that, like she was taking regular guidance from such a guru, and that's how she is in such an elevated stage. And every aspect of Surati is like beyond our imagination. And we don't see much about Surati's glories, Prabhu. At the end, we see that she also went back to Godhead. Like, is there any other details given anywhere?
Bhagavatam focuses only on bhakti aspect. For example, Ajamil story, if you go to other books, you'll get little more information. That's why it is said Harivamsa, Vishnu Puran, Srimad Bhagavatam, one more book, Garga Samhita, one more, Padma Puran. You need to read all these books to get more information. One time I said, there was a problem and she left and she went to the forest. Then, that's where he went to the forest for hunting and he happened to see his wife and, that's where the union happened and something like that, 12 all gone. But he came back again, So also, problem is everything you keep on adding, the volume of the book goes beyond limits. That's why they mention what is important. Only bhakti portions. Pandavas went back to God. That's it. So they don't, in Bhagavatam, there's only one line, one verse, that's it. But even when Mahabharata, Swarga, Parva, all these things, So Bhagavatam just focus because only 7 days, right? He doesn't have so much time. That's it. Sorry.
Very last clarification. You said a very interesting line saying that Vyasdev didn't want to waste time. You don't see Suniti talking to her maids and all, mindfulness doing negligence. So is it fair to say that she might have done it, but Vyasdev really didn't want to say it, or she never really said it?
This is Satyuga, and they are very refined, polished living beings. I don't think she responded. Yeah. And that too is a very advanced family, right? Swayambhu Manu's family, actually. Yeah, very refined.
When you say Vyasdev didn't want to waste time, meaning it might have happened, but he didn't want to say it.
No, did not waste time means he did not mention other things for sure, the consequences. But no, I don't think she does. That they're all royal queens. They have their own etiquettes. You don't see in Ramayana also the continuous interaction between Kausalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi. It's just it's formal.
Yesterday, Acharya Prabhu said it's very nice about Lakshmanji. Both sides he was getting bombarded, and but he never pursued that. Oh, Mother Sita told me that. Oh, you really wanted to. You were waiting for this time. He never. It's all in anger. It's all in this thing. It's actually not valid. It's not even the student register. Also that somebody spoke something like that.
Yuga is the problem. We keep whatever is not needed, we keep it. Whatever is needed, we don't keep it. Bhagavatam, all these great lines, Masa, they'll go through this year and come out of this year. But what we keep it is, he did this to me 20 years ago. That we keep. So actually, our Kaliga mind is very deadly. That's what I meant.
3 o'clock meeting.
We have 3 o'clock meeting today. Thank you. Vancha kalpatarabhisha vasana vichpatana bhavana Vishnu. Antaka Vaishnav and the Vishnu Prabhupada. Thank you.
Yeah.